right now, you're watching Casino is the Name. In this video, hold on, turning off my Bluetooth. In this video, we're gonna be talking about motivation. Let's get motivated, baby. You know what I'm saying? We live right now, and since the last time that I've been, I guess, like live or just in the last couple of weeks, because I haven't really been on here for real. So in case you don't know, I was doing a video like every day. I was doing a video like every single day. I was dropping a video every day. I still got a couple videos even in the vault as we speak, but I was dropping a video every day, and I had a lot go on, or a lot has happened, and it slowed me down from being able to drop a video every day. There was so many things going on. So you know, if you've been paying attention to this channel, my house that I have been remodeling for months is now finally rented, and I have a tenant in there, and she's getting adjusted with her family, and you know, so just making sure all of those things are straight. I've had surgery. I had surgery on my hand. And thank God everything is good. But I had surgery on my hand at the VA, the Department of Veteran Affairs, emergency surgery. So I did that. What's popping? Why L23? Hold on, I can't really see what you're saying right now. Give me a second. I'm on this interstate in this good old Atlanta, Georgia, in this weather. It's crazy weather right now. By the way, how am I looking? Am I looking like I'm about business right now? I'm headed to go meet a business owner who does government contracts, and hopefully we can talk about a few things, and I can do some work with them. So, but yeah, I'm headed over here across the whole other side of the city that I'm on. So I'm headed over this way. It's like an hour drive in Atlanta. So y'all from out of town, y'all don't understand. Atlanta, you can drive an hour in Atlanta. Okay, like it's you know. So anyway, yeah. So I've had surgery. I've had to having a lot of back and forth with my house in Macon, Georgia. Get my tenant situated. Man, that I feel like that's still not even tipping the iceberg, or tipping the ice. I say iceberg, tipping the ice of all the things that I have learned and experienced throughout this process. So I know so many things that I didn't know before. That doesn't usually. I know everybody wants to learn things every day, and we're hopefully becoming smarter every day. But in the last maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks, my level of understanding and information has skyrocketed from things that I just never knew about, never experienced before, and so just so much. But let me tell you what happened. I was at the VA. I'm at the VA hospital. I'm there for emergency surgery, and somebody yells out, "Casino!" Yo, I was in pain. I believe they were in pain, and you know, they yell out "Casino," and I'm like, I wasn't expecting that. You know, it makes sense, right? Wasn't expecting that. Hold on, let me see what YL23 is saying. What's popping? What's good? Glad I made it back. Yeah. Surgery was crazy, right? Because they didn't put me to sleep. They numbed me. They numbed my hand. They gave me a bunch, like 5 different shots in my hand. And they took out a razor, and he just went slicing and dicing. I had to wear a hand wrap. I wasn't finna let y'all see me like that. My hand wrapped up, looking crazy. I wasn't finna let that happen. And at the same time, look, this was so crazy. I had surgery, and then I think it was the next day or the day after, we had to clean the house because we was getting ready to rent the next like It was being rented on that, I think it was that Sunday or Monday. And so, Monday. It was being like, my tenant was moving in on that Monday. So we had that weekend to clean. And, we're talking about scraping the grout off the floor from in between the line. Well, I was like, on the tile, cleaning the bathrooms and all of that.
Use the
On
right
top
two
of
lanes
that,
to take exit 57 for I-75 North, I-85 North toward Chattanooga.
Okay, one more. All right, so on top of that, there was a whole nother issue. I had a plumbing issue, right? So the tenant is moving in on Monday. Thursday, I have been seeing
Use
some
the
stuff.
right two lanes to take exit 57, then keep right at the fork.
I have been seeing some stuff in the downstairs bottom shower. And so my guy who's been in there working and staying there, while he was working on it, I saw some stuff in the bottom shower, and I was asking him like, hey, is everything good in the house? He was like, yeah, everything's good. I said, okay. So we touched up everything that we needed to touch up. The tenant's moving in Monday.
Continue
He's
on
like, yeah, everything's
I-75
good.
North for 1 mile.
So after that, I said, hey, what were you washing in the bottom downstairs bathroom? Because it looked like a bunch of like mud or something was in there. Like, was you washing something off? Because he was doing some other construction projects. And so I was just like, it's a brand new shower, and I didn't know what he was like washing in there. And he was like, oh no, I wasn't doing anything in there. That is, the plumbing is backing up. Like, if you flush something or run water anywhere in the house, if you run water in the kitchen sink, if you flush the toilet upstairs, if you flush any of the toilets upstairs, run the shower upstairs, everything was backing up into the downstairs shower. I'm going through a tunnel right now, so you see the light change. But everything was backing up in the downstairs shower. And I was like, wait, what? And he was like, yeah, there's something wrong with the plumbing. I looked at it, but I don't know, what we're going to do to fix it. And I'm like, oh my God. The tenant moves in on Monday. And so he's like, yeah, that's like basically like sewer that's backing up into that shower downstairs. Brand new shower. Inside, everything is brand new. This is an issue from outside. Okay, so this is like, oh my God, what do you mean it's backing up? The tenant is moving in. So I rushed down there to see it again, because I had seen it before, but I thought, I seen it like weeks ago, maybe a month ago even. But I thought it was something that he was washing off in there or something. Because I saw it in there one day, and the next time, like, it had been rinsed out, and then I saw it back in there again. I'm like, what is this? And so, but I didn't ask then, because it didn't seem to mean anything, because it wasn't a concern. But now it's a concern, right? Because the tenant is moving in on Monday. It's Thursday night, and I gotta find out if I can get a plumber in here to like clean this, because I'm getting ready to clean the house. Like, I was getting ready to come clean, and I'm thinking about that shower is why I was thinking about it, because I was cleaning that weekend. And so I'm like, oh my God, it's Thursday night. I gotta get a plumber in here before Monday. As a matter of fact, it was supposed to be before Sunday. The tenant was trying to move in on Sunday, but they couldn't get a U-Haul. But at the time on Thursday, I didn't know that until Friday, that they weren't gonna be able to move until Monday, which Monday was good. But so I'm like, okay, well, how are we supposed to get a plumber in here at this period of time? Because it's Thursday night. It's like Thursday at like 7 when I find out. So I'm reaching out to plumbers. It's like 5 or 7, I don't know. I'm reaching out to plumbers, just calling, not expecting anybody to pick up for real, because it's after hours technically. I get 2 people to answer. I call a bunch of people. 2 people answer. I don't have just a plumber that, well, I had my plumber that I use to install everything. So I called him first. He says, oh yeah, you're gonna need this machine, and I don't have that machine.
Stay on I-75 North, I-85
my
North.
plumber's an older plumber, licensed and everything, just a very old plumber. And he's like, yeah, I don't even have that machine. My machine isn't operational. Call these guys. And he gave me a number to some people to call. I called them, and they said, okay, well, we charge $200 an hour. and
use the middle lanes to stay on
it sounds
I-75
like
north.
there's an issue here, and we know it. We pretty much have an idea of what it is, and so we'll come out and we'll look, and we need to get it done as soon as possible, like because they're moving in Monday, and I'm not trying to spend a lot of money on this. So $200 an hour, like how many hours you think it's gonna take and all that? And he was like, I don't know. So it was like, all right, well, I need y'all to come. Can y'all come tomorrow? And they said we'll try. We'll definitely put it on the docket. We should be able to get through there. I said okay. And if you're not able to get through here, are you able to come on Saturday? He said, oh, you don't even want us to come on Saturday because it'll be stupid high if we got to come on Saturday because it's emergency time or overtime or something. I think it's like emergency, considered emergency if you got to do it over the weekend. So it was like, you don't want us to come on that day. So we're going to definitely try to come on Friday or whatever. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm calling Friday morning, hey, y'all coming? Texting, hey, y'all coming? Let me know. They like, yeah, we'll let you know. We're going to try and get over there. I'm panicking because I know the tenant is getting ready to move in. So I'm calling other plumbers. They like, oh, we can't get there till Monday. I'm like, we ain't gonna be able to clean. We can clean everything but that bathroom, I guess. But that bathroom is like the worst bathroom because all of this stuff in the thing. And I really didn't know what it was. Now I know it's sewage. I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. So the plumbers was able to come out. They called me like, hey, we're on the way to the house. I wasn't even there. So I had to shoot over there, get there. I'm out there with them because I also want to time how long it's taking them to finish this, right? Because I don't want to be gone and they're like, yo, it took us 3 hours and it took them 2. That's $200. I want to be there and make sure that we looking at the time, how long y'all started to stop. So they came, and took their time, but they fixed it. And it only took like an hour. But there's also like a little small water leak that's unrelated that we need to fix. We're gonna fix that too. But at the time, it was like, I just want y'all to fix this issue so I can get y'all up out of here, and then I can fix this little leak thing. It's unrelated. It's a little spray leak kind of thing, but I'm gonna fix that too. But just wanted them to get that done. But they had to check the line all the way to the road. I learned so much about plumbing just being with them for that hour. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's a crazy amount that I learned in an hour. It's crazy. So I know so much about plumbing at this point where, because I've had to go through fixing every bathroom, putting in kitchen sinks, toilets. I've had 2 ceilings cave in because the plumbing was backed up upstairs in the master bathroom, and water ran down in 2 separate houses that I've had this happen. So I just know so much about plumbing that it's crazy. I know so much, it's crazy. And so, there's an outgoing line. So the outgoing line was clogged, which is why I was backing up into the house. And it backed up into the lowest level bathroom or lowest level place where plumbing is, which was that shower that we added. It's the lowest level, so it backed up into that. So we fixed that, and then there's a water line going out, and then there's a water line coming in, right? So you're bringing new water in from the city to shower, to do all of that stuff. Now, when you flush the toilet, that water line is going out. My pipes at that house are right beside each other. Actually, the other pipe is actually right below the other pipe, which is crazy. But just trying to see where I gotta go. Okay, 0.6, right? But yeah, so we got that fixed. That was all good, and they fixed that on Friday. So then Saturday and Sunday we have to do the clean. Mind you, I had recently had surgery, so I'm there, my hand wrapped up, and I was it was like I was stupid, right? In a way, it was like I was stupid or just dumb. I leave Atlanta to head to Macon. My hand is wrapped up. In my mind, all I need to do, make sure I got the supplies I need to get and stuff like that, and we for to start this cleaning process. I'd be able to get most of this stuff
Continue on
cleaned up myself.
I-75 north for
It
10
was it was
miles.
fairly clean. It was fairly clean. Like it was just construction grime, you know. And so the floors just needed to be, you know, scrubbed and this and that. And with my level of, you know, like I'm a grinder. Like I get out here and I have work. I like I'm like that. Like I'll all day, all night. I'm like that. So I get in there and I'm like, I'm grabbing something, and then somebody says while I'm at like Home Depot or Lowe's, like I'm picking something up, and they say, "Oh man, like what do you plan on doing? You gotta have somebody with you to if you plan on, you know, using that, because you can't do that with that other hand." And I'm like, the whole time I'm using my left hand. I'm right-handed. But the whole time I'm using my left hand because I'm kind of ambidextrous in a way, lightly. So I'm using my left hand, not thinking nothing of it. And then when they say that, I look down at my other hand, and that's when I realize, oh man, I ain't gonna be able to do this by myself. Like I was thinking I was gonna get in there and knock this out myself. I was just gonna spend, you know, 2 days. I had Friday when they finished. I had Friday, Saturday, and Sunday that I could finish for sure, and then tend to move in on Monday. But I thought I could finish it pretty much in a day. If I just a good 8 hours, focus, me knocking stuff out the way I do stuff, I'd get it done. But what I did not take into account was the fact that I did not have both of my hands. Like the whole time, I done had surgery and everything. Still in my mind, I'ma still get in here. Like my entire plan for this whole thing was that I was gonna be doing all of this myself. So I realized that I was not going to be able to do it while I was at Lowe's, and I called my folks. I said, "Hey, Mom, I'm gonna need you, Auntie, Aiden, Jaden. I'm gonna need my sister. I'm gonna need, you know, I need all the help I can get because, first of all, I'm replacing me with middle school and high school kids and stuff like that. Like it's like." And older, elderly, retired 70-year-old women, right? So I'm replacing me with this, and so I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna need extra people because I can't just say, hey Mom, can you come replace me? No, my mama would need 10 people to try to replace me. Like because the level of, unless they were like me, like as far as like the level of understanding and effort and all of that, my family came through big time, big time. I'm in there just, they call me a slave driver. I don't know if I would use that term, but you know, I'm just used to, you know, I've done commercial cleaning before and stuff like that, you know, manage a team and all of that. So with it being move in, you know, it's kind of like I was like acting like I was there, you know, it be clean, you know. And so they got in there, and we took 2 days because we did like a half a day one day and another half a day the next day. But we got in there, we got done, and I'm so thankful. So thankful. This was a time where I actually needed people. That's what I'm saying. Like even that, like to have to need people has like recently has been a learning experience. It's been a major learning experience. But that was just the plumbing. Like it's so many other things that was going on, that have been going on. And hopefully the person that I saw at the VA hospital who had surgery, well, the day I had surgery, was like, yo, Casino, hopefully they watch this video. They know who they are. Let's see what Wild Hill 23 saying. Jeez. Yeah. Wild Hill 23. I know I just thought about you an hour ago. Like, where is he? Man, I had a lot going on. A lot going on, brother. A lot going on. When I stop, I'm definitely gonna like read all of these comments or whatever. But yeah, man, I just had a lot going on. Like have had surgery, and I was like, man. So people was like, yo, you should vlog all of this. Like you should, like everything that's happening right now. You should be like recording it and showing people. And I was like, I'm not going to show people me, because oh yeah. So I had two situations, right? I was at a VA hospital twice. The first time, my son wanted to go to a basketball court. So I go to the basketball court. Well, Aiden and Jaden both. They wanted to go to the basketball court. I take them to the basketball court. One in middle school, one in high school. They both trying to play basketball. And I go there with them. This is before I had to have surgery on my hand. So I go there, and I had already I got a bad back, so I sleep bad. Like, you know, like it's like bad. I gotta probably build up my core or something. I don't know. But my back is bad, so I kind of sleep crazy. So my hip, this I know I'm old. Okay, my hip been bothering me since I was probably like 25 or whatever, because of my back though. But I'm 39 now, so you know, there's that. But so my hip is like bothering me a little bit, but nothing crazy. Just I can feel like a little sharp pain here and there. I take them to the basketball court, and I'm just like working them out. But I'm like, okay, you know, so I dribble just to make like, play defense on me, you know, like that. Like, okay, this is the stance you should be in. I'm just showing them things, and so I do one or two little moves, and you know, I don't want to toot my own horn, but you know, I can hoop. I don't know what to tell you. I'm good at it. So so I do a couple moves just to like, you know, make it interesting. And my son's like, yo, can you show me that move? Can you show me how you do that move you just did, that hezzy or whatever? And I'm like, oh well, you know, I didn't know it was even a name for it. I just do it. I didn't even know they had a name for it now. But I'm like, oh yeah, hesitation. Oh yeah, okay. So hezzy, I get it. So I do the hezzy a couple times, show them how to do it. I let them do it. I show them, okay, no, you got to do it like this and stuff like that. I leave the gym. Next morning, I can't even walk. It's crazy. So I'm like, can't get out. Like my leg is like messed up from that hip area where I had been having a problem, but now I can't even walk. Like I'm like messed up. Like it's crazy to be playing basketball one day and can't walk the next. Like it's crazy. And I wasn't even playing. Like I was just, you know, showing them stuff. And then they're all like, oh, all the doctors and stuff, they saying. So eventually I bought some stuff to like relax my leg and stuff like that. That didn't work. I mean, it worked some. I was okay for like another 2 days, but then it just got worse and worse. And I was like, man, I got to go to the VA. So I go to the VA hospital. I tried to go to my PCM because I got a private doctor, but they were like, man, we ain't gonna be open. We ain't gonna be able to see you till like 3-4 days from now. I'm like, I can't do that. So I go to the VA hospital, to the emergency room. They see me. I stay in there all day, all night. I was in there for like 12 hours, 13 hours. They're like, okay, well, we think that you should have stretched. I should have stretched. They do x-rays. They say, we don't even see nothing, but you should have stretched. We see something wrong with your knee, but not your and I'm like, so y'all gonna tell me I should have stretched. That's how old I am now. I should have stretched. Really? I should have stretched. Okay. I deserve that. I'll take that. So they tell me I should have stretched. I'm like, all right, bet. So they give me some stuff to make my leg feel better, pain reliever, like some naproxen and something else, muscle relaxers. So they give me that, and that works. It actually works. So I'm good there. And then right behind that, I gotta go have surgery on my hand. Like a week or 2 weeks later, I'm back up in there. I'm like, this is crazy. This is crazy. I cannot get out of here. And so it was like these things was like back to back. And then my son, he's playing basketball, and they actually been playing really good. They actually won a championship 2 days ago, his middle school championship. So yeah, so that all happened, and then the night that they won the championship. The coach moved them to him and three other players moved them up to JV, and I'm like, now his school go like K through 12, but high school starts in ninth grade. But they moved him up to JV while he's still in eighth grade, and I was like, like I didn't know they could even do that, but I guess it's dope. But it was just a lot going on, and so I was in a wheelchair when I went up there. Like I was like rolling around in a wheelchair. I was like, this is crazy that casino is rolling around in a wheelchair. Fortunately, nobody said casino on that day. It was the hand day where I was walking that day. So yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot going on. But God is good. So But just health is wealth. Health is wealth. Fortunately, I'm extremely healthy. And so, all my labs is normal, everything good. Everything good, just had these one or two little body ailments, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, we at this bread, it's 2024. Get your stuff together. There's certain situations like I think that there is a lot of money in, like, I won't say it's a lot of money. They're paying government employees very well. They've been paying federal employees very well. So, for like the average person out here, you don't have to be a superstar to make $100,000+ a year. You don't have to be. You can do that with just being a fairly average person working for the federal government. Now, at the same time, government contracts also are going to be benefiting from the government salaries, or paying the contracts are still going to be there. So the government still has to operate, and they're not going to be doing everything in-house. And for some of the things that that they can't afford to do in-house, they're going to be creating contracts for it. I've been learning a lot of other things too as well. So for like instance, say someone is looking for a federal position, and you of course use USA Jobs. You apply to USA Jobs to find like employment. On the civilian, like if you're like, say like that's on the federal side. Now if you were looking at your more local, let's say you were looking for a job in Fulton County. Fulton County has a website, and they list jobs that are available that the county is hiring for, right? So you go through that county website. But what I didn't know was until recently that there's temp agencies that hire for these same said agencies, right? So Fulton County, the process of you going through Fulton County to get brought in might be like 3 months, 4 months. That process is extremely long. But Fulton County has, I don't know if Fulton County does, but a lot of these local counties have recruiters that they recruit through for temp agencies. So, and when I say temp agency, you may be at that job for 5 years, 4 years, 10 years, or just a year. But they have temp agencies that they outsource jobs to. So it's kind of like they want a contract in order to provide personnel for certain positions. So basically, the government says, "Hey, we need 4 HR personnel." They're hiring 2 HR personnels through Fulton County, and then they'll outsource 2 HR personnel to a temp agency because they need somebody fast. And so you go apply with the temp agency, and the temp agency might be able to say, can you start next week? and you be like, yeah, I can start next week. That's a lot faster than having to wait 3-4 months, right? So you have that, and so it's the same thing with the federal side. You can apply for a job through USA Jobs, and it can take you, 4 months, 6 months, however long. It can take you a very long time, but you can end up going through, like, they have different agencies that, like, I won't say temp agencies, but talent agencies or whatever, talent scouts, that win contracts in order to find personnel to staff. By the way, can we please hit the like button? What, this is crazy. We can't hit the like button. Can y'all please smash the like button? I just realized I'm looking at the likes. I don't know if this is updated, but I'm not seeing any. And it's crazy. We got to get some likes on this. We got to get some likes on this. I just had surgery. You got to give me some likes for that. I couldn't even walk. I was in a wheelchair. You got to give me some likes for that. Give me some likes for that. You feel me? There we go. All right. Okay. So if you go through a temp agency, the only problem is you kind of gotta know, like, about these temp agencies, or which temp agencies it is that you can get brought on through. But there may be, say, an audit position. Well, let's keep HR. Let's say there's an HR position. There's a temp agency that sources HR personnel for the federal government, and they're expected to screen you and then kind of set you up with an interview with, or either an interview with a certain agency, or they're gonna hire you directly, because they are the ones who you'll be paid through, and so you'll kind of basically be like a contractor or whatever. So if you know anything about the federal government, and you see those guys with the badges, and they have like a green strip on their cat card, or they have just like a badge that says contractor, it's kind of the same thing. But these contracts that they're winning are specifically for staffing. So they're finding contracts that are just basically saying, we want personnel, can you provide people for us? And their job is to find people who are qualified and make sense in order to be put into a position. So, matter of fact, I recently just turned, and I hate to say an opportunity down, but I just turned down a position. It started at 150,000. I think it went from 150,000 to 175,000. But I just turned that position down. It was an audit position. It was like auditor of something, but it was in Virginia, and I had to be there. And I was like, look, I'd do it if I think it was like 150 starting to 175, but I turned it down. I wasn't for the move to Virginia, and so that was kind of that. But it was the same kind of way. It was for government, like they were doing something either for the Air Force or Army or whatever. Like the position was going to be a DOD. It was like a DOD job, but I would have had to move up closer to this area. I would have had to be in Virginia on base every day, or whatever the location is every day. 5 days a week. But I'm not trying to relocate to Virginia or nothing like that. So, and then they had other options like down in Tampa, same kind of thing. I would have had to go down and live down there. So I was like, nah, I'm cool. But they basically have to provide personnel for military organizations. At least that's what their contracts were for, DOD positions. And so, but the money is good. The money can be good, but it's more so about the time, right? How long does it take for you to get, you might be trying to get a GS5 position that pays, I don't know, 40,000, 35,000. I don't know what it pays, but you might be trying to get that position as an entry-level position, but it might take you 5-6 months. And that's an extremely long time to like be waiting on a job. And even if it's like a position that pays $200,000. You know, I won't say 200. Let's just say $100,000. A position that pays $100,000, but it's going to take you 5-6 months to get in there. Like, what do you do in between? And so you can go to these temp agencies that hire for federal employment, and while you're there, you're also getting experience because they may have a lower barrier of entry for you than, say, the competition you may be facing. Like, for instance, if you're going up for an audit position, and let's say it's me and you. Let's say it's me and you. I don't know who you are. I'm using this hypothetically. But let's say you just got out of college and you just got your degree in accounting, right? And you're trying to go for an audit position. The competition that you're going to run up against for that position, if they're only hiring one person. Now, typically they hire like 100 people at a time or something like that. But let's say they're hiring 3 people, well, one person for one organization. You're going to be going up against me if I'm applying for that through, you know, USA Jobs or whatever. If I've applied for it and it's like 15, 20 people like me, disabled veteran, over 30% disabled, Schedule A letters, educated, and work experience. You know, GS-12, GS-13, work experience, like that kind of thing. And you're going up against me for a position, and you coming off the street. Where are you going to get the experience to compete with me when they're going to ask you, are you familiar with Teammate? In case you don't know what Teammate is the software that every inspector general that I know, like Office of Inspector General that I know, use Teammate. We use Teammate. Some of the job announcements that I've seen say familiarity with Teammate and stuff like that. I'm familiar with Teammate. I can set up an audit inside of the Teammate. I know how to do the documents. I know how to, document this. I know how to put footnotes on and endnotes in documents for audit purposes. You're going to be coming up against me, and you have zero experience dealing with these documents when you could just point me in a direction and I can go off. You don't have to teach me anything. It's going to take you years of experience to get to where I'm at because I have experience. So when you're applying for jobs and if you think about it, and you're fresh off the street and you apply for a GS-11 job, you know, off the bat they're gonna say you need a PhD to even come in straight in at a PhD level unless you have experience. So if you got a bachelor's degree, you probably can't get in that position that pays, you know, 80,000 or whatever it is. I don't even know, like 79,000. I don't know what it is. Don't give me the quote numbers. But let's say GS-11 step 1. Maybe y'all can look it up. You can look up GS pay Atlanta, Georgia, and then look up what GS-11 pays, or whatever city you're in. And so you look up that pay, and then you'll basically say, okay, well, for this $70,000, that's basically what I would be looking for coming out of college. If this is you, this is what I'm looking for as an HR person, as an audit person, or whatever, coming out of college, and you're going to be going up against people who are experienced at the GS-9 level, dealing with these documents and dealing with these programs and stuff like that. And so it may be way more difficult for you to get to that $70,000, $80,000 mark coming straight in if that's how you was looking at it. Now you get a letter grade, you're gonna move up, but coming in, if you're saying I need 70,000 to start, then you probably need to go to one of these agencies that, because most of the people who are overqualified or super qualified are probably not going through these agencies. But once you start working with these agencies, they get you experience, and that allows you to get the experience from working in that position in order for you to now, when it's time for you to go and compete against other people like myself, you're able to compete at a more fair playing field. You may even do higher level work than what I've been doing in that position with that temp agency, because they may hire for all different levels through I won't say temp agency, but a talent acquisition company. Let's use that term, talent acquisition company. And they may allow you to, and you probably have less competition, and you probably allowed to do things that you probably would not be typically allowed to do if the government is the one doing the selecting. So, you know. As a matter of fact, I got some people trying to move up here from Florida right now, and I got to make some calls for them to a temp agency. Because we're trying to get them to work on like this government campaign, like, you know, they're getting ready to do election years and stuff like that. So the temp agencies are doing a lot of the hiring for that. So, yep. I'm out here riding. But I will say, if you want safety, because it's fit to get ugly out here, if it ain't already ugly. See, it takes a while before the recession stuff or all the things that happened during COVID to like finally catch up. The budget constraints, all of that kind of stuff, all of that stuff is just now starting to catch up. So this is it's either a good time to have either a lot of money or either to be in a very stable position. Ambulance running behind me and everything. But it's Atlanta. Gotta love it. There's no other city that I would want to live in besides Atlanta. And if I did have to leave Atlanta and I had to choose where I go next, it'll be Vegas. It'll be Vegas. Yes, sir. But Atlanta is it, man. I don't want to go to LA. I don't want to go to Hollywood. Which, I don't know, is that in LA? I don't know. But I don't want to go none of these other places. I don't want to go to Oakland, San Francisco, no. I don't want to go to Miami. I'd like to visit Miami, but I don't want to live in Miami. Hell no. But Atlanta, man. Y'all need to move to Atlanta if y'all ain't already here. Come on. We ain't full. Come on. We got more room. We ain't got more room on the interstate. We got more houses and stuff. They need to build some new interstates. That's what they need to do. They build some new interstates around Atlanta. It'll make Atlanta perfect. Well, you get an accident on 75, on 20, on 85, and they shut down everything for miles. It's like, no, we need an alternative. Ain't too far, but yeah, like government contracts can be very lucrative, and the government is gonna always need contractors. It's just, I'd say the most stable would be being a GS employee. Second most stable.
In 2 miles, use the right 2 lanes to take exit 269 toward US 41.
Probably being like a local, like a city, county, state employee. And then third would be government contracts. But then the order of where you can make the most money would be you possibly, because it's all going to depend on what you're doing and all of that. Where you can make the most money would be in government contracts, and then it would be federal employee, and then state, city, local government. So, in the order of where the most money is. For just an individual. But it's also the third most risky. Now, hold on, let me see what I'm supposed to be doing. You did. I'm about to read y'all comments in a few minutes. I'm almost well hit it. And then, of course, you got private sector. That's a whole different monster, but it could be very nice,
In
very
half a
lucrative.
mile, use the
Way
right two
less
lanes to take exit
restraints.
269 toward US 41.
Way less restraints on possibilities. Like if you do a job for Walmart, it's way easier than trying to get a government contract. Typically, for like those kind of things.
Use the right two lanes to take exit 269.
Yeah.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto Ernest W. Barrett Parkway Northwest.
I'm headed to this guy's office out here. Definitely interested to see what it looks like. I'll see if he'd be okay with us one day coming out here.
At the light, turn left onto Ernest W. Barrett Parkway Northwest.
Us coming out here and doing a tour of his office space. Yeah, he does a lot of government contracts. I think he said that he had I don't want to say how many vendors he has, but it's quite a few vendors that he deals with, agencies and vendors and all of that kind of stuff. So doing some big business stuff out here. So took me a while to get over here. Took me a while to get over here. Man, what? I know this ain't the amount of lights that we got. Really? Really? That's all the lights we got, really? We're supposed to have way more lights than that. Way more lights than that.
Continue on Ernest W. Barrett Parkway Northwest for 1 mile.
So, with the coming times, by the way, can y'all please smash that like button for your boy? With these coming times, we're gonna need to run it up. We all need to run it up. It's how we can get it. You know? Okay, let me see what this thing taking me. Oh, running commercials on me. All right, let's see. So it's taking me 0.8 miles. Yeah, okay. Yeah, man, Las Vegas. Yeah, like I like Las Vegas. I like the lights. I like the screens. I think that's what Atlanta missing. Atlanta missing those screens that Las Vegas got. Man, it felt like I was in the future when I was over there, and that was a couple years ago. You know, that was a couple years ago, but it was like all of those screens in the city, and I was like in this mall. I think it was like 4 stories up, and like the food court. When you walk outside, it's like you like looking at the strip, and there was all those screens. It was crazy. It's crazy. Las Vegas is dope. Am I gonna make the light? I didn't make it. I didn't make it. I didn't make it. Hold on, I'm about to turn. We almost here, y'all. You gotta be serious about that paper. You know what I'm saying? I would've put a town. You feel me? You feel me? I know people who don't like to dress up. They like to not look like money. I mean, I don't want to say look like money, but they don't like to. They feel like putting on a button down and a tie is like selling out or something. I don't know what they think. I love it. I love it. As a kid, I used to want to be a businessman, so to be able to live that now is like being a kid, like enjoying those childhood dreams, kind of. We almost here. 2 minutes away. At least that's what it says. We almost there. Okay. It's crazy to like know a person who got like a real office building kind of thing or whatever. A real operation going on over here. And they cool, you know. That's the thing about being a like when you a business owner or you got your company or whatever, you can still be cool. Like you ain't gotta be uppity and stuck up. You can still be cool and chill and give off a vibe. You feel me? Okay. I ain't gonna lie, it took me a minute to get over here. It's pretty much lunchtime. They might be at lunch. I don't even know. Yes. Let's see. I don't know which one is which. I don't know which one is which, but I'm about to read these comments. I see YL23 on there holding it down for your boy. Okay, hold on, let me see what y'all been saying. Damn, we've been on 51 minutes. That's how long this ride is. Because I was driving before we even got on live. So let me see what this thing is saying. All right, so I'm starting at the top. All right, YL23 say, I know I just thought about you an hour ago. Like, where is he? Yeah, surgery, wheelchair, cleaning, helping, my tenant get settled in, doing all kind of things. Basketball for my son, everything been crazy. YL23 said, what up, brother? What's popping? Said, glad you made it back, man. I'm glad too, man. I'm back out here. I heard too many people moved to Atlanta and made messed up and made it messed up the traffic. So traffic in Atlanta, I don't know if it's bad from just like the local people here. I think it's the people either traveling through Atlanta. It's a combination. Of course, it's the locals, but then it's like the people traveling through Atlanta and then the people who just travel up here for fun, like for amusement, to get out and do things like that. Maybe they live in South Georgia and they come up here to a party or something like that, or come up here for the weekend and things like that. So it just increases the traffic. But yes, there's a lot of people living here, but I definitely, where I live, I see a lot of like truck drivers coming through and a lot of people shipping stuff and a lot of just people traveling from maybe Alabama going across or whatever. Well, I don't know if it's Alabama's like my brother's side, but just what, from Jacksonville, from Florida, from Augusta, from where like it's always movement through Atlanta. So YL23 says, yeah, I'm just thinking this guy looks like a real businessman. For sure, brother. For sure. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, man. I'm trying, you feel me? Yeah. YL23 said, what was they supposed to call you? I thought your name was Casino. No, that's what they were supposed to call me. It was just that like when you're at the hospital, you're not really thinking like, just imagine like, say like Jay-Z, right? Jay-Z got to go to the hospital, and then this is a terrible comparison to compare myself to Jay-Z, but let's say Jay-Z goes to the hospital, his Beyonce is getting ready to give birth to their kid, and they got to block off a whole hospital wing for her to have a baby because of the, you don't never turn that off. When you become a public figure, like you don't never turn that off. So I could be getting ready to have surgery and people like, yo, Casino, what's good, brother? Like, it's like, oh, hey, like it's great and it's amazing. It's just that, oh, this is, like for people who you don't actually know to know you, and then they may see you in a moment where you might be wanting to be private or something, like that kind of thing. So yes, that's my name, and so it's just like wow, like I never had an experience. Like, I go to the mall sometimes and people recognize me. I've been on a job before. I've been down in Brunswick, Georgia, and the guy, he even commented back on one of my other videos, say, hey, I see him out here really doing this or whatever. But I saw the guy down in Brunswick at FLETC, Federal Law Enforcement Training Center, and we were working on this construction project out there. And while I was there, there was a guy standing outside the area where you get the temporary badges, and he was like, "Yo, what's up?" And I'm like, you know, maybe I know him from the military or somewhere. Like, I mean, I've been around, I've been a lot of places. So I'm like, "What's good?" He's like, "Oh, bro, I follow you on YouTube, man. Keep doing your thing." Like, "Oh, man, appreciate that." So like that. So I love that. I love when I'm like meeting people. But like, imagine being in a wheelchair Okay, there you go. Yeah, I think somebody was calling and it messed up my. I don't know if it was still recording or not, but um, yeah, I was downstairs in the living room, and like I took the shower and I go downstairs. And I'm looking at before I go downstairs. I'm like looking at the shower and I'm seeing the drain super slow. I'm like, man, I gotta get that looked at. But I had something to take care of on my computer, so I go downstairs and I'm sitting in the living room, which was directly below my upstairs, like my shower, and then the ceiling starts to crack, and it sounds like an earthquake or something, like all the way down, and like I'm like looking at this line go down in my ceiling, and then it just opens up and water pours down into like right in front of me. It was crazy. Like just a little bit back, it would have been on my head. I was like, "What?" So I jump up, and I find like this bucket that we put the Christmas ornaments in. Them little square buckets, whatever. And I dump that stuff out, and I put that there to catch the water, and so that became a whole thing. I'm pretty sure that's on this channel too. I'm pretty sure I recorded the hole in my ceiling. Remediation had to come out to dry up everything, and I had to get it repaired and this and this. So yeah, it was a bit of a. And then I had the same thing happen in my house and make it from my tenant. So I'm very familiar with this process. Okay, so my niece, I think that's my niece. Tom, my niece says, "Hey, what up, brother? What's popping? Please smash the like button if y'all could for me. Please smash that like button." YL23 said you got 100% medical. So if you get over 50%, I think it's 50% disability through the VA, they will cover your medical. Like you can get 100% like free medical care through the VA if you got at least 50%. Other than that, you have to like pay maybe a deductible or something. But so YL23 said, yeah, you gotta stretch every other day or so. Oh yeah, I stretch like crazy now. I'm serious about stretching. That happened to me just from standing up a long time. Dang, that's crazy. How old are you, YL23? How old are you? YL23 said you got an Airbnb. A Chicago brother can come chill out in every now and then, preferably with some Atlanta strip clubs nearby. I heard that Atlanta strip clubs are stellar. You know what I do? Send me over an email. I'll try and send you a link to something. Yeah, send me over email. I'm gonna put my email here. I'm gonna use this one. Gmail. Yeah. But it's strip clubs everywhere in Atlanta. All right, so yeah, Viva Las Vegas. That's right. Born Savior says, Casino, what's popping? Born Savior? Born Savior, that's crazy. That's an amazing name. Said, I would like to work from home. That's crazy because this guy who I'm over here to talk to, he has some work from home options as well here. I don't know how many options how many positions he has, but there are a lot of work from home opportunities. YL23 said Atlanta is missing screens. What are screens? He said he's 42. So in Vegas, they have these high quality, high definition like LED screens where they put advertisements on, and it'll be the whole side of a building, and so it'll be like 20 stories high. This whole side of this building is advertising a club night or something like that. Like, it's crazy. Let's see if I can find something like what I'm talking about. Las Vegas LED screen. Okay. I just saw one, but I'm trying to. Like, they'll have stuff like this in Vegas. Like, that's a screen. Right? Like, they have stuff like that, and it looks amazing. Like, in person, it's like, wow, I can't believe this is. I'm trying to see if I can find something else. Because they used to be advertising this club on the side of a building. But, just imagine, this kind of thing. And it's just like they're everywhere. They're all over the city. And I don't know if that's a real screen or not, but that's what came up when I typed it in. But, yeah, it's a lot of screens like that all over the city. And it looks amazing to me. So I wish Atlanta had that. Like they're like everywhere. You know what I'm saying? They're like everywhere. Let's see. I'm trying to just see if I can find another example besides that basketball joint. But it's amazing though. Like, if Atlanta had those all over, like something like this. Yeah, and they be playing mute, like you'll hear the sounds. Okay. You'll hear the sound and everything. But yeah, so feel like you're living in the future. That's all I'm trying to say, you know what I'm saying? But let me see, before I get off of here. I'm just asking if I can get 2 more likes. Can I get 2 more likes? Before we get off of here, can I get 2 more? I just want 2 more. Can I get 2 more? That's all. 2 more likes. Just 2. 2 more likes. Hey. Let me see what YL23 is saying. Okay, hold on. Said, Born Savior says, my aunt and uncle works from home as an accountant in New York City. Yeah, accountants. A lot of jobs that work from home as accountants and auditors, especially auditors. I want to say especially auditors because I was an auditor, and that's basically almost all the positions are work from home or telework, or you can call it telework, whatever you want to call it. They're all like work from home, so that's what I'm used to. But I know that a lot of the civilian jobs are requiring people to come in, like, even if they're like the contractors are working for the government, a lot of them still are wanting those accountants to come in, which is an adjustment because I'm not used to seeing that. I know a lot of lawyers. Almost every lawyer position has to go in. I've only seen like 1 or 2 lawyer positions that don't require you go in. They almost all require you be there and present. But accountants, auditors, most of the positions are work from home. YL23 said, I think it's a I think Times Square has those. Yeah, Times Square, I heard, has a lot of screens like that. Getting better each day says, what's the game for entry level finance or accounting jobs? Or what's the name? I have one last semester. What's the name for an entry level finance or accounting job? So if you're saying you're finishing your accounting degree, then you would be technically an accountant. So you would look for an accountant position or an auditor position. So when it comes to like the name of an entry level position, they would still have the regular same name. It would just be at a certain pay grade. Like, say for the federal government, it might be a GS7. So you would look for a GS7 accountant position or a GS7 auditor position. I personally like audit. I personally like audit. I got to do a whole new video on IT audit because I was an IT auditor as well. I was an auditor, and then my agency sent me over to be a part of the IT audit section. I did not know that that was a separate. I just found this out like a couple of days ago that that's considered a separate. I just put it all under the same resume, IT audit. I mean, not IT audit, just auditor. Same thing to me. But I just found out that IT audit is actually considered a tech job, not even just like an accountant job. It's considered a tech job because, yes, we had to learn, all of these things like NIST, and, we had to, look up all of these different things in order to understand what governs this and that and social media and all. But we do that with any, like, you could have put me on a FEMA, like on a FEMA audit, and I would still have to look up the same stuff. But because we were in considered IT audit, we set separate from just audit, and that is actually considered a tech job. I had no idea. So whenever people ask me, "Oh, are you in tech?" I'm like, no, I didn't know that tech has jobs for IT auditors that are accountants who they either accountants or they're you got CISA, certified information services manager, or no, admin auditor. I think that's what it is. Certified internal. I'm not internal. I keep saying internal. Thinking about CIA or CPA. No, think about CIA, certified internal auditor. But CISA is certified information security or services, one of the two, auditor. That's how much I didn't know I was considered in tech. I didn't even know. But CISA is a certification that they like say, hey, you should go get a CISA certification because you're an IT auditor. What? Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm just an accountant. Like, I didn't know. I had no idea. But yeah, so I had to change that on even like my bio and my resume and stuff that I was an IT auditor. I had no idea. What's the route that you should take to get the biggest bag? It depends. Biggest bag is probably going to be working private sector for like a major company. But you can get a big bag in, say like if you were talking about big bag versus stability, that's two different things. So you can still get a lot of money being stable. Say if you was like a GS, work your way up the GS ladder. But if you were saying I just care about the money, then you probably need to go find a company that you can work your way into the CFO position and get stock options and things like that. So, but okay. So while L23 says biggest bag is owning the company, yes and no. It's going to depend on how much money the company makes. It may not be the biggest bag. You can still make a lot of money being an employee, right? Like, okay, let's take LeBron James. LeBron James is an employee of the NBA. Now, when he was 18, 19, he didn't have the money to start his own basketball league. He had to play in the NBA that kind of thing. So it's and are there people who started their own basketball leagues and they're not doing well? Yes. So it's a complicated. You can't really say that. It's some business owners who are broke as hell, or they don't, their employees or the business takes all the money and they don't have anything left over, or then the economy's change and this and that. So it just depends. So I said you got stable and you got risky and you got this, you got that. The CFO of Google, I think her 2013 salary package was 70 million. There's probably not a huge amount of small businesses that will get small business owners that will get 70 million in a year, and she didn't build Google and things like that. So it's so many things to like consider. It's just so many things to consider. Say no more. I'm gonna get a coaching call. Yeah, that's what's up. YN23 said, I meant owning a very successful company. Yeah, and even then, owning a very successful company could be a big bag, but it's a lot of things to look at, because it might be one of the biggest companies in the world and they're packaging Geico's package for being a CFO or being one of their corporate people could be a crazy bag. So even though we go to school for accounting, that doesn't mean that's where our career starts. You go to school for accounting, you make your money in accounting, but you may end up in a management role or a leadership role, but you needed to have this understanding and proof that you understood these certain business principles in your junior to mid career, and so that as you transition on up, you go into management and leadership roles. So just I would say, we'll save all that. We'll have a whole new video about that. But I got to run in here. I love talking to y'all. Definitely got to do this a whole lot more. I'm back, baby. You know what I'm saying? My hands is fine. I ain't in a wheelchair. You know what I'm saying? I can stand up and walk around. So everything is good. Right now you're watching Casino is a Name. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Hit that like button. Anyway, right now you're watching Casino is a Name. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and we